Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a review slash demo slash first impressions of these brushes here that I purchased on Amazon. These are a knockoff of the oval brushes that are super popular right now, and they were only about $34.99 I think on Amazon.com. So today I'm going to be testing them out and you get to see a first impressions of how I use them, what I think, and which ones I like and don't like. So if you want to see what I think of these super affordable oval brushes, then just keep watching. Alright, so let's go ahead and start talking about this bad boy. So I picked this up from Amazon and it is a 10-piece brush set that's super similar to the oval brushes, which I believe are around $60 to $80 for one brush, and I spent $34 I believe on this entire 10-piece brush set. Mama doesn't have that kind of money to be dropping on a boatload of brushes, but I really wanted to try something similar, and I know that there's a lot of dupes coming out for this brush set, so I figured why not? So this is what it looks like. It's a nice big package. I have the basic idea on how to use them, but overall I think I got it. So to prime my skin, I'm going to use the Becca Backlight Primer, and we're just going to apply this all over the face with my hands. I'm not going to use the brush with the primer. Please don't mind my messy bottle, but we're going to go ahead and use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I've been using this religiously the past month because I just love it for this time of the year. It doesn't move, it doesn't budge. It's amazing. It is full coverage, so if you like super full coverage foundation, then I would give this a try if you haven't. Otherwise, don't try it, because you will not like it. It's paint for the face, basically. There aren't any directions with the box, but on the back of the box they do have the brushes numbered, so I'm going to go in with the number 1 brush for my foundation. And that is this guy right here. And I've seen other videos, you just want to wipe it. You want to make wiping motions. Get my hair out of the way. This is very different than my IT Cosmetics brush I use and my beauty blender. I feel the need to dab, but I can't dab. So far, it blends the foundation really nicely. I have some really accentuating zits, so don't mind those. But at least it shows you how it really can cover any acne that you might have. Who doesn't have acne? Come on. Only thing I don't like is I feel like I can't get in like the crevices of my nose, and like right here. It's the only downside. I have to be careful around my brows, but I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So far, I really love how it applied everything. I have this zit right here, and the foundation's getting a little wonky with it, but that's because of the zit. I also really like the fact that it's even. It's smooth and it's even, which is amazing. There's no breakage going on, so you can't see any redness here and see my skin here, but then, you know, you see the foundation here. It's all super smooth. This is a very nice brush. For brushes, I either use my beauty blender or I use this IT Cosmetics stippling brush, and this might be my new favorite brush. A lot of times I have makeup settle in my forehead lines. I have very prominent forehead lines. That's just something that I have. And a lot of times makeup settles in here, so I have to hurry up and set it and really make sure that I don't have a lot of foundation in that area. And when I use this brush, it does that. but with this, it's not doing that. So that's kind of huge, and I really like that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to concealer. Again, I have my brows and my eye makeup done, so let's move on to the rest of it. So to blend all my concealer in, I'm gonna use this brush here, and this is brush number 4. I'm really interested to see how this works. This is very weird. I always dab my concealer. I don't know if I like this one. You can kind of see the redness in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take away some of the concealer with my finger to see if it makes it blend out any easier, because this is a very thick concealer. Okay, so this side was a little bit easier because I didn't apply as much foundation. So I guess really the less product you use and you kind of slowly build up to it, if you like to build up to your coverage, I would do it that way with these brushes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes with the Tarteist Contour Palette. This is from Tarte. So I usually use the white one and the off-white one. This picks up a lot of the product, and this is brush number 3 that I'm going to use to set it. The next step we're gonna do is, we're gonna go ahead and go in with some bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. We're gonna go ahead and use brush number 2 for the bronzer. Again, I don't know if these are made for powder, but we're just gonna go for it. I don't really like that. I feel like this is picking up a lot of the bronzer product, but not really distributing it where I want it to, so I'm getting a little annoyed with that. And it's not really blending out that great. We're gonna go ahead and contour our nose with number 6. And I always use the same shade from my NYX contour palette to contour. That's a defined contour. Usually I use my NARS Ita brush to contour, in case you were wondering. This is really pigmented. I feel like I can't get like good control to contour my nose, if that makes sense. For blush, we're gonna go ahead and use the Makeup Revolution blush palette. This is $10 at Ulta. I love it. And then this is brush number 3. I'm just gonna reuse it again and try it with a blush. Woo! Okay, well, blend it out with this brush again. I feel like I have to do a lot of blending out because the brushes just pick up so much pigment of the powders. Okay, so I'm going to go highlight and put some lipstick on, and I will be right back with my final thoughts of the brushes and share with you which ones I liked and didn't like out of the ones that I tried so far. Alright guys, so I'm back to give you my final thoughts and reviews on these brushes. Again, I only use these on my face. I did not use them on my eyes. I just really wanted to test them out on my skin and see the kind of application that they provide. I feel like the eye brushes would be a lot harder to use, so I wanted to do something a little bit easier, and that was the face brushes. For number 1, I use this for my foundation, and I love the application that it gave for my face. I mean, I feel like my foundation just looks like my actual skin, and I used a very full coverage foundation on my face, which it can easily look cakey if you aren't careful. So I just used a light layer of the foundation and applied it with this brush, and I just love the way that it melted into my skin. So brush number 2 I used for my bronzer to kind of contour slash bronze my face. I didn't necessarily contour, just really use my bronzer to give myself some definition in my face so I don't look so flat. And it picks up so much of the powdered pigment, so it might be different if you use a liquid bronzer or, you know, contour with a liquid or cream product. So you might get different results if you use one of those kinds of products. Again, I used a powder, so I didn't necessarily love the way that it applied on my face. I felt like it was just so much product that it picked up that I had to go in with a different brush to blend it out, or go back in with my foundation brush to really blend it out, which it did blend out going back in with this one. I used number 3 for my blush as well. It was just kind of the same thing with the bronzer. It just picked up so much pigment on my cheeks that I really had to go in and kind of blend it out. I mean, there's still even like product on there. It picks up a lot, so I would just be careful with that. I did, however, use this to set my concealer, and I loved how it set my concealer. It does pick up a lot of that powder, and it just really set my concealer beautifully. So I really liked number 3 for setting my concealer. And then I used number 4 to blend out my concealer. I really love how number 3 applied my concealer, but I do recommend using just a little bit of concealer, because it really takes a lot to blend out that concealer, because you're using swooping, wiping motions, whatever you want to consider it. So I would recommend maybe just using a little bit of concealer, blend it out. If you need a little bit more, or you want to apply it in other places, then maybe go back in with a little bit more, blend it out, and just kind of do it in steps, because it was hard to blend out. Lastly, number 6, I used to contour my nose. I feel like I have a difficult nose to contour. I really only kind of contour the tip, and I think I took it up too far because my nose kind of comes out a little bit, and I feel like I have a difficult nose to contour. But whatever, it's the nose I was born with. I'm okay with that. I feel like my NARS Ita brush makes it easier to contour my nose, and I feel like this just kind of made it more difficult because of the range that I have with the brush. I feel like I have more stability with this one, and I can get a really good simple line on each side, and it blends it out really nice because it is so dense. This is a very dense brush, but it's very thin. So again, I feel like it made it difficult. If you're a pro on contouring your nose and contouring in general, you might like this brush, but for me, I found it a little bit difficult to use, and I really had to blend it out, and I might have even went in with my Ita brush. Whoops. That wraps it up for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this first impression / review. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. I would love it if you joined my little YouTube community. If you want to see more of me, head on over to fleurofthecity.com, where I do outfit posts on Mondays and Fridays, and videos here on Wednesdays. And as always, don't forget to be your own kind of beautiful. We're all unique, we're all different, and let's just embrace it. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!